Happy Sunday, man. Was good people. You know, it's Sunday. It's Sunday, man. It's Sunday fun day, man. And there's nothing else I'll be doing apart from this, man, right here, man, holding this show down. Sunday, happy Sunday, man. Appreciate everybody tuned in. Man, I got a great guest today, man. Coach Sadat. Coach Sadat from the Morans will be joining us shortly. I know he had a game, so he's scrambling back and forth to get to the house. So as we waiting for him, I just want to, man, come on now, man. If you talking about supporting Kenya basketball and you have not gotten your time to go and vote for farmers, come on now, come on now. You better go and do the right thing right there. Do the right thing. Go down there, vote for farmers. Yeah, I'm just waiting for just waiting for Sadat to get on here, and we'll start the show. Yeah, it's good. So hey, I don't need to tell you a lot. All I gotta tell you is like this: she had 22 rebounds last game. 22 rebounds. Think about that, man. Think about that. Yeah. So get on there, go on there, Facebook. Um, I'm gonna share the link also on my Facebook account. Go on there, press that button, man. Vote for Felmus Koranga. Man, she doing big things out here. She doing big things out here. So um, let's get out there and let's vote for her. She's really presenting 254 to the fullest. Man, we can't have no other great ambassador right now than her, man. And the things she's doing, uh, conference champion, newcomer of the year, you, you know, and this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. She hustling way up here, and this is just the beginning. So, y'all go on there, vote for Felmas. Again, I say if you talk about supporting Kenya basketball and you haven't done that, then don't come to me, man, without conversation about Kenya basketball, supporting Kenya basketball. Go vote, 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 vote. Yeah, I'm waiting for my man, uh, Gaya. Gaya. Yeah, you know but I'm super excited. I'm super excited. Gaya, I've watched with Guy a lot, played with him on the same team. We've had some great conversations over the years. So I got some good questions for Guy because we've had some great conversations with him. And it's just going to be interesting to see how he answers these questions. Because for anyone who knows Guy, man, Guy is one of the coolest dudes I know. Um, real down to earth, really has worked hard to understand the game and is really trying to understand the game. But if you on the ground, man, like let's drop us the scores, man. Let someone tell us about the scores today at Nyayo. Man, come in there, comment, man, and share the scores out there. Game of the day. Who won the game of the day? I'm super. Who won the game of the day? Like drop the scores on there to the right. Yeah, send us your comments and we'll sample them. I'll sample them right quick. Yeah, I'm waiting for Guy. Waiting for Guy to see um, how this conversation is gonna go. But you gotta give it to him, man. He started down. He's just been willing to learn and push and learn. You know, again, I've always believed, man, if you stay true to the game will always take care of you, and good things come to those people who wait. You gotta wait. There's timing. Timing is everything in this world. Timing is everything. Timing is the key. You know, sometimes you might get it too fast. Sometimes you might get it too late. When you get the right time, that's when you maximize your opportunities. That's why you maximize your opportunity. So, um, but the league has started, so that's super exciting. NBA, Premier League has started, so we're gonna from next week we're gonna be sharing some highlights. We're gonna be talking about the players we think are making big moves and the transfers within the league and all that. We're gonna have that. We're gonna have another little section. Now we also have a great excitement announcement coming up. You don't want to miss that. You don't want to miss that. I got a great announcement coming up. So if you think you're a dunker, if you think you can dunk, it don't matter where you are. We're gonna have a virtual slam dunk competition. Yeah, winner takes all. Winner takes everything. It's gonna be sponsored by Scratcho 254. Yeah. 25K for the winner. There's no runners up, there's nothing like that. One winner. Bragging rights for the whole year. So we're gonna have that. So that's coming up soon. So that's exciting. That's exciting. So I'm excited about that. And the opportunities are endless with that initiative. So we're gonna see how all the high flyers, the young people who say they can fly, and this doesn't matter. The good thing about it doesn't matter. Wherever, if you're in Garissa, you are in Maralal, it don't matter where you are. All you need is a video and a rim and go show us a dunk. Send it in and we go. More details will come on that. More details will come on about that. Yeah, Martin said he's locked in. Yeah, Mato, appreciate you, my brother. That's another cool cat right there. We're gonna host him soon too. He's doing big things. He's doing big things. About on the virtual slam dunk. So there's a big one coming. Other big thing coming, announcements, man. Hope Tour 2021 officially getting given the go ahead. So I'm super excited about that. I can't wait. Can't wait, man. I'm gonna hit the ground on the sprint. We have time to catch up, man. We missed last year. So we have a lot of ground to catch up. I'm gonna hit the ground sprint on a sprint. We're gonna hit the ground sprinting, man. Right now we scheduled to go to Mararal. Yeah, Mararal. Eldoret with my man Enoch. Yeah, Kisumu with Oliver. You know, these are guys who are doing big things. All right, Kakamega, get with me, man. Kakamega. You know, Kakamega is right there between Eldoret, right there. Eldoret and Kisumu, Kakamega is in there. So, oh, and then obviously we're gonna have the top 50. Top 50 obviously is gonna be again, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Uh, it's gonna be a great. So that's some cool announcements I had to use while I was waiting for my man Sadat Gaya to get on here, so we can get this we can get this thing going. You might need to add some light, Gaya.
Yeah, I need some light. That's what I mean.
You
What
need
I mean.
some.
What I mean.
You need some more light, my brother. Guy playing tricks, man. Back locked. KF says locked in. Come a padlock. I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you. Man, look here, man. Mary Thomas, Leonie Kwapa, Barasana. Big up Coach Sadat. Our flag is super high. Man, I like that. I like this today, man. I like that. We're starting on a high note. And God was your star. God was your star. My fans wanalalamika hapa nasema hawakuoni. Mm. Kev say he's locked in kama padlock. Tupa funguo Buddha. Pana funguo. Tupa funguo. Man, my toe. Hey, locked in. We're just waiting for Coach Sadat to get his light thing going, and we're gonna get started. But as I say, stay tuned for more information coming on Facebook, Instagram, and all channels that we use to communicate. Mato tunasema ameingia mitini. Sijui ameenda wapi hata mimi. He was there, he wasn't now, and now well, we got time to figure out where my guy went. But we'll give him a pass though. We'll give him a pass. He had a game today, so we'll give him a pass. Man, Christian, ¿cómo está, papá? Grande León, saludos, man, saludos desde Estados Unidos. Por todos mis amigos en Chile que estaban mirando. Man, Chile's like my other home, man. Chile's like my other home. We're waiting for Gaya. Gaya, I don't know. We might have. Oh, here we go. Here we go, man. Here we go, man. I don't think it's better, but I think we gotta do with what we got. Yeah, I can see.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about these energy savers. I think they're okay, but they're not.
You gotta have the 100 watt bulb, man.
You know, when they tell us energy savers are the best. First, my apologies for coming late. Our game ended. Our game ended late. Then I had to go. I had to rush to the hospital. My wife was a little bit unwell, but she's improving right now. Anyway,
man, that's tough. That's tough. Yeah. Appreciate you, man, doing all that, and I hope your wife feels better. I hope your wife feels better.
Oh, yeah.
Pass my regards to her.
I'll do that.
I'll do that. But you know, you the assistant team to the Morans, so you get a pass, man. You get a pass. You guys are doing amazing things, so we can give you a pass for one day, man.
All right, thanks, man. Well, thanks again. Thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate
it. Yeah. How was your game today, man? My brother, how was your game today?
Hey. We you know, I lost like 11 players. I lost like 11 players this year, and this is the second week of practice. Just one minute. Sorry about this. Sorry about it.
Man, you know what? Once a busy man. Hey, yeah, we can't any dates for the Hope Tour. Yeah. Stay tuned, Kev. Kev, stay tuned. Stay tuned for all the information. We're gonna be giving all the information soon. We're gonna be releasing press statement and everything like that. So we're gonna have all the dates. Log team, when the top 50 is gonna be, when we're gonna be in Eldoret, when we're gonna be in Marara, when we're gonna be in Kakamega and Kisumu. And also we're gonna have different camps, and we're gonna have 2 big camps, free camps for position players. So we're gonna have a point guard school and a big man school at Nyayo. So we got some big things coming, man. Don't miss the whole tour. So if you're a player, you want to try to get your game up, we're gonna have all those. So yeah, we're gonna send that information out. We're gonna release it out as soon as we can. And
Hello.
Hey, you good?
Hey,
you can hear me?
I'm good. I can hear you.
Okay, man. That's good, man. We're gonna get this party started, man. So I know you are talking about losing players, man.
Yeah, I lost. I lost 11 players this season. I lost like 7 rotational players. So we've been practicing for the last 2 weeks. So we're still trying to get our legs in. We're still and the new players are still trying to understand my concept. What I'm trying to say, what you're trying to accomplish, those kind of things. That's why even to today's game, we almost lost it. We won it. We managed to win the game in the fourth quarter due to the veteran leadership and the experience we had. We were playing a relatively young team that with young teams, I think at some point they execute. But the first 3 quarters, the Kenyatta University played amazing game against us.
But you have Grifo though. You have Grifo, so you should be all right.
Yeah, I have Grifo. I have Grifo. I have Charlo. I have Jack. I have some decent guys. And then I added a veteran, Harry. Harry, been playing with him basketball since 1998. That guy is in top shape. He's running like, man. I don't know. I think I need to suit up with something, man. You're making me look bad here.
Man, but the good thing about Harry, man, he's one of those guys who practices what he preaches, man. He really believes in that, and everything he does, he really believes in it. And there's a big difference when you believe in what you say, and you do it. There's a big difference in that,
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, we're gonna start, man. Like, so I know, like, I got in basketball by default. I was 6'8". That time, everybody thought I was 6'10" or 6'11" because everybody else was short. I was tall. So how did you start basketball?
Okay.
How did you start the game of basketball?
I started basketball because I was the worst soccer player in Buruburu. Living back in Buruburu, I was the worst soccer player. The only time I'll play is if necessary, and if necessary, weren't as many as they could come by. So I can remember, back then, how you used to get a game is if the ball is yours, now you can command the guys you want in your team, and now at least you get to play. So at least that way I used to get to play here and there. So okay, in 92 when I was like, hey, we were playing basketball at we were playing soccer at Catholic church, Buruburu Catholic Church, where Crusaders used to train. So so I didn't make the team, and I owned the ball. So those guys were like, okay, you guys you're not playing. So I'm like, okay. So I was there sitting with my ball. I was like, what do I do? Then I just decided. I found myself going to the basketball court. I started throwing playing basketball with the soccer ball, slowly by slowly. Then slowly by slowly, and I introduced my big brother Ben to basketball. Bruce, there's some guys. Then Ben, my big bro, who taught me now basketball. He taught me how to dunk the basketball. Taught me how to play. That guy was. You hear sibling rivalries. That guy was hitting me, smacking me, talking all the garbage, everything. He threw everything at me. So from 94 to 94, the first time I was able to beat my brother was in 98 or 99 there. Because beating him was impossible. He's not height. He's relatively shorter than me. He could dunk the basketball. He could do all the stuff. Because, like I told you, he taught me how to dunk basketball and all that. So and then back then, what we used to do is we used to watch NBA then NBA action on KBC from 1:30 to around 3. Then immediately after NBA action, by the time countdown starts, now we are tying our shoes. Then we used to rush to play at University of Nairobi. University of Nairobi in 1994. I never got to play. I was just there. My brother used to get I'm just there watching my bro play. Then at least 95. I remember back then the rim was slightly lower. So same thing on Sunday, NBA action, tie your shoelace, you're up, you pump up, you're going. Then you're like, then was a day that I was lucky that we had 9. So somebody looked at
Man,
me like, they're looking for
come on.
somebody, they're looking for somebody, they're looking for somebody, they're looking for somebody. And somebody like, can you take that guy? Said, hey, dude, can you play? Like, yeah, I think I can play. So then I entered. Then I think I went the first break I went and dunked. After I think I dunked was somewhere, dunked on open break. After that, the following week, by the time somebody sees you from the gate, hey, that's my teammate. That's my teammate. That's how we started playing. That's how we were enjoying basketball back then at University of Nairobi. Then
Man,
after that, then
so that's how you got your street cred, I guess.
yeah, that's how I got my street cred at University of Nairobi, because the University of Nairobi, if you can't dribble the basketball, if you can't shoot, and if you can't dunk, you can't play basketball. You're sitting out, irrespective.
Yeah.
You can be sitting there, and they call somebody who is like 400 meters away. That's a player. So there's some guys who used to not play that back then. So by the time, so that's how I got to basketball. So by the time I got to Aquinas, the first 2 years I didn't make the team. The team was tagged with my former high school, former core players, George Kamau, a lot of former core players were there. So Chilu, Karonji, that team was stacked. So there's no way. Martin
It's tough to break the lineup.
You cannot. It's
You
like
breaking the lineup.
Even making the 20 is something big. It was not. It was almost impossible. Then finally I made the team in Form 3. I remember my friend George Kamau always reminds me about this, that the first time we played basketball against them. So it was George Kamau, Martin Ogwan, and Joseph. There's a player used to call Joseph. So my team was me, Dan, and the late Maurice Ndoroge. So we played 3-on-3 against these guys. Maurice drove. He drew 2 guys. Then he dropped the ball to me. Then I dunked on them on the first time. So Jojo was like, who is this rookie dunking on veteran championship players? Like, I told him back then the only thing I knew is just to dunk. I didn't know how to go for layups. I started learning how to go for layups after, basically, I think after I broke my leg. That's where I start going for layups. Yeah. Then after that,
before you even move on, let's talk about your injury, man. Like I think a lot of people who've seen it, who have talked to, or who've seen it, or who remember the injury, didn't think you would even play basketball again, man. How was that process, and how do you overcome such a bad injury for you to be able even to have the confidence to come back and get on the basketball court?
My injury. Basically, what happened is my injury. I think back then there was premium on overtraining. Us guys were training all the wrong things. Let me say that I was training all the wrong things, because I used to wake up around 5:30. I ran like 15 or 20 kilometers, and first I was running normally. Then the following week I was running with the weight jacket. Weight jacket's around 15 or 20 kgs. Then the following week, now you add what do you call it? You add ankle weights. You're running with ankle weights. Then at some point you're like, no, this thing is too light, man. I'm feeling so light. So you look for Geminizer. The Geminizer, those big soles. So you're running with them. Sometimes you're also playing with them. So So with that, I gave stress to my tibia and fibula, because for like I think a year or a year and a half, I had stress. I had like hell fracture, but I kept on playing, because I was going to the doctor. The doctor telling me that, man, you need to sit out, or like I just need painkiller, I'll be fine. Take painkillers, play basketball. Take painkillers. Then the last doctor checkup, the doctor said to me that, which shoes are you playing with? So then I went with good shoes. And like, if you're playing with these shoes, these are good shoes. How do you land? So he started explaining to me, how do you land, all those kind of things. Because I think my landing was bad. He told me that at least you need to sit 6 weeks out, and you'll be fine. So like back then I was like, even sitting a day out is impossible, man. I feel like I need to play basketball. So I was like, let me go play a tournament. I went to play a tournament. We were playing tournament. Somebody dropped the ball. I went to dunk. So it was tibia to tibia. It was shin to shin contact. And I had inside. I was like, oh, it's gone. Wow. Then I just jumped. I lied down. Then I lifted my leg. Then my knee was straight. Then I saw that thing was like this. Then people were screaming. But then after like 5 minutes, now the pain checked in. So that's but they managed to do a quick first aid. Then my very good friend Ojok was there. He managed to get me to the hospital. After that, called my parents and everybody concerned. So after that, I had a cast from the toes till almost past the knee. That cast was from almost 8 months. So I sit in the house. I was like, okay, what do I do? Then my good friend Ken Ondiek was like, man, I think I need to bring you some basketball. He brought me some video cassettes of NBA 90s. I was watching them. Then as I broke my leg, I was also coaching Aquinas High School. So my players were like, we need you. I'm like, okay, you need me. Then I'll start showing up. So I got a friend who used to come help me walk. I go take a matatu, go to Aquinas. I coach. Now I was coaching in crutches. So I coach. The players were supportive. Then at some point, like, okay, because I was after breaking, I broke my leg. The first thing I asked the doctor was, can I play basketball again? Not even if I never walk. So the players were supportive. Slowly by slowly, I was out for like 1 year. That was 2003. So I was out for the whole 2003. I came back 2004 almost May, June there. So by the time I was coming back first, I had to reprogram myself on how to handle contact on the broken leg. Because the first time I played basketball, then somebody hit my leg. I was like, why? I was like, not again. Then after at some point now it became stronger because I did the physio. I did a lot of weights. I managed to get back to contact. I had to adjust my game because the rim that was like 5 foot, now it looks like 200 feet. I can barely touch the net now. Yeah.
Wow. And that's how the jump shot was developed. Now y'all got it, man. Y'all got it.
That's how the jump shot, and that's how and you see the jump shot was developed by a lot of guys. Even you're part of the process because you're like, there's no way somebody who can go for a layup is beating me. So like, hey, come on, man, I have to work on my shot. I was. I remember when you're back there when you're teammates, you're like, no, our focus was me and John Kamau were like, we need to get at least 2 hours before Man P gets to the court, and once we get there, we need to make at least 400 jump shots before that guy gets in. So we're like, we have to make it. And then after practice, the days we're not practicing, we need to work on our game so that next time, because this guy, man, in our team, he'll be the opposing team, and he'll get. I remember back then. I remember Chalo. You with Chalo, the same team. Chalo was an upcoming player. You developed him. You gave him confidence. Now he was unstoppable. At some point, it was better. We were saying, let me get Manpi. I don't want to mark Chalo because Chalo is schooling me. So
Chalo was a bad boy, man. Chalo was a bad boy, man. That boy,
like,
yeah, but you know, we've had these conversations. Me and you have had these conversations back and forth about coaching, and it's just interesting to see when you started your coaching, because this is like 2002. You already working as a coach, but you know, you've had the opportunities. Like, how do you even transition from playing into coaching? You know, how do you transition? How did your transition happen for you?
My transition happened. You see, I remember the last year when I was in Form 4, we lost the nationals, and that nationals from game 1 to game last. My father was coming for all those games, taking pictures, encouraging, because the nationals were at Mango. So because we were the team to beat. We were the team to beat, because after you see when I play basketball, the team to beat the first year was Austin's, because Austin's had crazy talent, because there was Joel Child. We couldn't get that guy. We couldn't get Joel Child. We could get Balala. Those guys were veterans. Those guys took basketball to the next level, because provincial finals, they beat us by almost 30 points. The following year, we worked on our game, worked on our skills. We lost the game by half a basket. So we were like, let's meet in the nationals. So nationals, we dominated games here and there. Then we lost the semifinals. We lost the semifinals to Njoro and Kisumu boys. So those guys, that semifinals, we came flat. We lost the game because everybody in back then, you see, like, everybody in basketball, they're coming for the nationals to see Aquinas beat Austin's, because everybody was like, we're waiting for Aquinas versus Austin on Friday in Mangu. So it didn't happen. So we lost the game. Then that same year I lost my dad. Then I was like, does this basketball continue or end? So then after that, then I regrouped. Then I said, okay, I'll transition into I'll start coaching Aquinas, because I want them next year to win the national, because that was the focus. So that's why you see in 2001 Aquinas, we managed to win the nationals. We won the nationals. It was a great feeling. So from 2001, basically I started slowly 2000, then 2001. So 2001 I've been coaching because 2001 to 2008 I was coaching Aquinas. Then I went to Light Academy, those kind of Light Academy, Nairobi Academy, then ISK. Then at some point I got into Thunder 7-8 years ago. Then I first coaching Thunder was first. I was like, I was still playing basketball. Then I was like, I'll love to play with Griff, because we when I was in corporate, we tried recruiting Griff. We did not. Then I got a chance to go to play with Griff. Yeah. So after playing for Thunder for like a season or 2 seasons, I was like, told Griff and the rest that I think I played enough basketball. Now it's time for me to hang boots. That was 2013, I think. Then we were like, no. Griff was like, no man, we need you to come coach these guys. Like, I like coaching high school, all this need. Then I was like, no, we need to come coach. Then I was like, okay, that's a good challenge. Let's coach Thunder. Then I transitioned to Thunder. That's how now Thunder. We then slowly by slowly we started changing culture. Slowly by slowly, you see the good things that you taught me, and a lot of vets taught me, because you see. When I played played basketball I played Lifeboy for 2 years, 99 2000, then COP 2001 to 2009. And I was lucky in both places that I got right veterans, because like Dennis Orina, Benny Raya, Michael Pell, Job Nene, Ken Ondiek, a lot of veterans who taught me to play the basketball the right way. Then you came. You also taught us that we can play basketball. It's all in the mind, because when we talk about you with my friend Joji, we say, see the Manti. It was like you revitalized basketball in terms of we can still play this game, because this guy is older than us, he's more intense than us, he has more psych than us, he's physical fit than us, he's faster than us, he's in everything. The difference between us and Manti was back then. I think we're making a lot of excuses, so we're like, no more excuses. We'll play basketball. No excuses. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but like we have. I think it's only fair. I believe when you invest yourself in something and you're trying and you don't make it, that's different from when you half step it and you don't make it. Like, that's what I believe in. That's how I see it. And unfortunately for a lot of our players in Kenya, we half step it and we complain about the results. Yet we know at the bottom of your heart, you haven't put in the work though.
Yes.
and for you looking and so how does that all these play into how you coach now? You know what I mean? Like, how do you, like, everything you've talked about, the lessons you've learned from the veterans, from all that, you seeing good teams and bad teams, and you understanding good teams and bad teams. How does that shape how you coach and how you train the high school kids now?
Like I always tell them, that you see, the luxury, what I bring is like in Aquinas, in last year when I was in Form 4, and when I played for Lifeboy, I was a star player, because I was a go-to guy. By the time I went to COP, it's a different animal. Now I had to be the last. I start from the bottom again. So then at some point I started. I was in the starting 5. Then I was out of the starting 5. Then I was a veteran. Then first I was a young kid. Then I was a veteran. Then I went to. Most teams I've gone to have either started or even Thunder. At some point I was now coming off the bench. Then with those kind of dynamics and experience I've learned from veterans, I can relate to a player who is coming off the bench, a player who does not play, a player who you practice Monday to Monday, and you never wear a kit. I can relate to all those kind of dynamics. So when I talk to players, I understand their perspective in terms of when you're a star player, what it is expected of you. When you're a role player, what is expected of you. When you're just a veteran that coach may need you to sit out. Now, I was, you see, I was lucky. I had a lot of very good veterans, like Job Nene. Job Nene was a veteran who took me under his wing and taught me basketball. He was like, because if Cop were to go the veteran way, I couldn't have played if Job is playing. So Job had to sacrifice his playing time so that I play. But I deserve to play. Not that he gave me a silver platter. It was like, let's develop these young guys. So So he helped me. He helped me develop. So that's why when I coach, my perspective is one, we're looking for right character players because like you see what I had to do in Thunder, we had to change the culture. Like I told them, the culture was there's some players who are my friends. I had to chase them away, even though the team was self-sponsored. I told them there's no way we. You see, normally we are never past the quarterfinals because of the behaviors us guys are doing. We have to change the way we train, change the way we approach games, change the way we do everything. So my philosophy in Thunder was like, if you take one step, I'll take two. If you don't step, I will step. So if you're too busy to show up for practice, please be too busy to come for my games. Irrespective, I don't care if you are a starter. We'll develop other starters.
Yeah, but you know, it's again. I say this all the time.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that in our basketball league at the Premier Division, you find players have not slept, and the coach knows, and the player still plays. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things. Like when I look back, you know, like coming into COP and the things we put in COP, the foundation we laid in COP, those were the things we were trying to get away from, which was like, no, you don't sleep, you don't play, you don't train, you don't play. You know, like,
very true.
You know, and for us, from where we headed or where we want to go, I think it's a tough place because it's only the few who are going to get there. You know, and so having said that, and you coaching in Kenya, and now coaching with like Coach Cliff, coaching with Coach Mills, and lessons learned. And I remember like this question. I told you I'm gonna ask you this question. You know, there's a time
I know that. I know the question is coming.
There's a time I talked to you about stats and how. Yeah, and I used to tell you about like how do you field your players? You know, you have to have stats. You have to know who plays improving, which plays not improving. You had to have a point of reference because like now, Coach Mills is talking about advanced stats. Yet even just the regular stats, we don't keep them in our league. How do we get there? Or how have you transitioned now? Now you believe in stats and how are you working for that?
I remember you telling me about stats for I don't know for like almost 4 years. Or like okay,
4 years.
It can be more. You tried to make me a believer, and I was like, man. Back then the challenge was, but basically, like you always say, I think I was just making a lot of excuses because what I thought of the challenge was how do you put how do you keep the right stats and those kind of things. But basically, it was more excuses than anything else. So because we started keeping stats, but see, there is keeping stats and there's analyzing the stats and those kind of things. So I think I didn't take it as serious as such because but right now I'm seeing you see the importance of them because like the level out there without stats you'll struggle. You might not even be able to win games. See, because in Kenya there is sometimes there's like some luxury that without stats you can also win games because people whatever people are doing are interesting stuff. So and it's like you used to say, like I remember you used to say back then that this person can only dunk the basketball, this person cannot go left. So if you deny that the basketball they can't play away from the basketball, this person cannot. If he doesn't have a ball in his hands, he's not effective. He's not setting screens. He's just, I don't know. There's nothing he's doing. So with that, that's how I managed to go without stats. But right now is I take it serious, and I'm still understanding the advanced stats. Advanced stats is amazing because now it gives you the perspective in terms of player efficiency. See.
Yeah, yeah. And for you, how man, like it must have been like you know, you coach under Coach Cliff and you coach under Coach Mills.
Yes.
How has that been for you, man? Like that's like getting a G, like getting a master's in basketball, man. Having, you know, you coach under Coach, you know, Coach Cliff, and then you're under Coach Mills. How has that whole experience been for you, man?
No, that experience has been amazing because you see, like Coach Cliff is amazing, but you know, like I was telling players in the national team that in 2000 I made I was selected. I was one of the players selected. I was among the players. 15 or 18 or 20 players were selected to make to the national team selection. And Coach Cliff was like now where I am. He was like now the assistant coach. So in
Yeah.
2000, yeah. So the wealth of experience that guy has is amazing. And being under him, being under Coach Cliff is when I sit with him on one, he's always teaching, always teaching, always teaching. But there was a day joked. He joked. We were having conversation. Then he was joking like, I think you need to pay me. You need to pay me because the education that I'm giving you, the education I'm giving you from the knowledge I'm giving you is just so much. Then
Yeah.
came Coach Mills. Coach Mills also she knows the numbers. She knows a video breakdown because I remember you also telling me about video breakdowns about how you at least you can use your phone records here there. It can give you and then now you can
No
understand
excuses,
how
man. You know
these
my
guys
motto.
playing.
No excuses.
No excuses now, no excuses. So she brought that into the right perspective in terms of how you watch videos, how you break it down, how you give it to players, because not the way that. But the good thing you also you told me about the video breakdown that we cannot watch the whole video. You have to break it down in terms of turnovers. Here's our sets. Here you're not running there. This guy is not moving. Here the ball is ticking. Those kind of things. Those kind of dynamics.
Yeah, but you cannot ignore the video, because let me give us. Remember, we played Polster the whole year. They beat us 2 times. We played Polster again in the playoffs, best of 2. They beat us again, but we recorded that game. Remember, we had that meeting that day, and we were watching the tape. But do you remember seeing the difference though in our approach after we've seen our mistakes on video? And I think that's one of the the great examples I always have about video is that Cup game. We played Polster. They had beaten us two times that year. They beat us best of in the final in the playoffs, but we came back and beat them. I think we had to win by 5 or we had to win by 7. I think something like that, because they beat us by 2 the first game. But you cannot ignore the benefits of watching tape.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So as a country,
totally.
For our league, how do we get these things rolling? Like, how do we get start, at least basic stats? We need at least basic stats. Like, you know, we gotta be able to know, like, hey, my team is out being out rebounding. We had 20 turnovers. How do we get there?
Yeah. I think we can take it a notch higher, because if you see like I remember you telling me long time ago that you see it's if we stop the excuses, we'll see that we'll see, because there are a lot of guys who want to help Thunder or any team to keep stats. Like there are a lot of guys who want to help that team to analyze stats. There are a lot of guys, you see, like let me give you a scenario that's not related to that. Last week on Tuesday, I go to practice. Those somebody who's been looking for me for quite some time. It was like, I'm a third year university student. I do physiotherapy. I would like to volunteer my services to you guys. All you guys have to do is provide certain things here and there. He didn't talk about. I know he didn't talk about facilitation or anything, because he knew like our team is self-sponsored and all that. So like, I just love to be the part of your team. So you see, like, there's that guy. There's a lot of guys we have. So I think if we start using these guys correctly, right? So we can get even the advanced stats. We can get the video recordings. Because it's basically, let's stop excuses and start executing, because it's not as hard. Just give people opportunity. People are dying to have those opportunity. People are dying to be part of Thunder and our league teams.
So, for example,
yeah, like the other thing I will say.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was saying the other thing. The other thing I'll say, like you see, Ulinzi had one of the best stats person who was keeping the ordinary stats, not the advanced stats. So like them, you see him, he was ready to teach other teams. He has the app in the even I got that app in my laptop. So the basic stats, you can keep it. Then now from there, from the basic stats, you can make the advanced stats.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you know, it's tough. It's tough though. It's tough though, because like, I remember back in the day, like Dennis, man, rest in peace, Dano. Used to keep stats. I think we used to do that start thing for games, and we'd give the coaches the start sheet, and they would throw it away at Nyayo. And I think that was very painful for even Dano to watch that, after he would spend time and give the coaches the start sheets. But you said
they throw them out.
Yeah, you said all the right things. Why do you think on teams in Kenya, though we have so many people, like I have my inbox every time I get someone saying, "Hey, how can I volunteer doing this? How can I point them in the right direction?" But then that person goes, talks to the coach, and the coach is saying no. Why do you think there's that hesitancy from head coaches not to have assistant coaches, not to have anybody else? The coach wants to be the team manager. He wants to be everything on a team, instead of, like, get an assistant coach. Why is there that hesitance within the coaching fraternity in our country to not let other people come on board their programs?
Part of the hesitance, it depends the teams. Because I can remember when I first started coaching Thunder, I was like everything. I was a team manager, I was the coach, I was almost everything. Then it doesn't take you long to know that I'm very inefficient doing this. So
it's a fact.
Yeah, it's a fact. So by the time, because I was finishing league fee, then I had to prepare for games, I had to do this, but I was just like a headless chicken all over. So by the time now, it's like, okay, now we need to put structure in terms of, let's get the team manager, let's get this, let's get that, let's get that. But the reason why it was like that, it was one was like, people do not want responsibility in the real sense. So by the time now we started, okay, now you'll be the team manager. When you take this person does this is a stats person, those kind of things. And after that, there was no jealousy, or there was no, we were comfortable on our skins in terms of, you're like, you can do that. We are comfortable. We trust you. We trust your judgment. Those kind of things. But I believe part of the hesitancy is one. We do not know how to analyze the stats. That's part of it. The other part of it is, you see, like you always telling me before. You told me this like I don't know, 15 years or more, that, you see, with the stats you can now see how you rotate guys, because like you there's a day I remember you challenged me like, if you're playing for Thunder, you ask me why am I not playing the whole game? Because there's no stats. You can't say so you see, with that also would help planning and strategies and those kind of things.
Yeah, and you know, like for me, I think even a lot of coaches will tell you, like when I was playing in Kenya, it's tough to coach me because my expectations were high of the coaches. You know,
Yes.
You know, you need to, if you expect me to be my best, I expect the same from the coach to be at their best, and
Yes.
and that's just the way it was. You know, that's just the way it is. Even now, like a coach should prepare for practice, and if the coach expects players to respond to practice and be at their best, the coach should also prepare for practice. You know, like even the whole, you know, yearly planning and all that. Like coaches, I've seen a whole bunch of coaches come into practice without even a practice plan. You don't have a practice plan. You don't have anything to reference to that particular practice session. You know, what steps do we need to do to make sure that our coaches understand this and they are professional? Like if you say you're a coach, like coach, whack. Don't just be a coach for name.
Yeah, because you see, like you said about using, there are a lot of guys who come watch our practices. All teams, we all have this, whether we are sponsored or not sponsored. We have guys who come watch our games, and if we start giving them like a responsibility and there, they'll work with us, because see, it's more, we plan, we use those kind of guys. I remember you telling me about that that coach does not keep time. So you get somebody keeping time, you're like, okay, this dude is for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, we're going to the next thing. Those kind of things, so that now the practice, we don't stay in one thing for 1 hour or longer. It becomes boring and frustrating to the players and the coaches.
Yeah, but you know, it's unfortunate though. It's unfortunate. Like we don't take the,
Yeah.
like we have everything it takes, and we have everything it takes, and we have players who are willing to work, but we don't push them to that extra. We don't take them, like our coaches. We don't take those players an extra mile. Like we don't push them we don't challenge them. You know, we have a best player. He misses practice. He plays. You know, instead of you have a good player, he misses practice. You know, you win a game without him, and they're showing him, hey man, you got to come to practice. You know, you got to be on board. You got to be on board this shit.
Oh yeah.
And so as we wind down, man, so some of the lessons you've learned, like things you've learned in your coaching career, and you know, you've been in the field, man. That's what, almost 18 years you've been coaching, man. I didn't know that until you talked about your coaching.
It's 21.
21 years, yeah.
It's 2001.
Yeah, man. That's a long time. That's a long time, man. That's a long time. So for the coaches, what are some of the lessons you have learned and you wish these are things someone had let you know before, or some of the things you wish you had known before you jumped into coaching?
Uh, uh, I've learned a lot of things. Like you see, like uh, one of the major lessons I think I would have learned before is how to discipline my disappointment, because sometimes you get a lot of them. Because like I can remember the first year I started coaching, that's 2001. Then I was assistant to T9 Kerry Odhiambo. We won the nationals. After that, you see, our focus was winning the nationals. Then after winning the nationals, you feel empty. You're like, okay, now we won the nationals next. So then I had to change. I had to change my approach in terms of, it's not only winning, you have to enjoy the journey, because by then I thought winning is just a destination, but it's all about enjoying the journey. Because if you do not enjoy the journey, you see, like right now, I told you I lost like 11 players. I have some new players. We're making journey. We're starting the journey with them. Some of them, it will be frustrating for them, frustrating for us and all that. But we are patient. See, it's learning how patient and appreciating each player as they are, as you get them through the journey. Because you see, when I started coaching, I thought after you win championship, you retire. But no, you have to start again. You have to start step one. You can't jump steps. You see, you can't jump steps. The other thing I had to learn the hard way. It took me time. It took me like, I think, almost 8 years or 10. Was like one coach was saying, I do a lot of this online coaching stuff. There's this one coach is called Arik Shivek or something like that. There's something he says that you cannot be rich. You cannot be rich in tactic when you're poor in technique. I remember then I remember he also told me something like that. That you see, we're trying to as coaches here, we're trying to coach to bring plays, and we do not have personnel who can do that. So we are trying to substitute technique for tactics. So you're like, for example, I'm your starting point guard, and I can't play the pick and roll play, and the play you're bringing is more pick and rolls, and I do not know to read pick and rolls. So we are preparing these players for failure. See, that's one the other thing I had to learn the hard way. So like, okay, we have to go back. We need to go to the basics. Like I remember also watching Coach Popovich breaking it down that you don't jump steps, you start fresh. Every year start fresh. You're like bit jump stop, those kind of things, so that we'll be on the same page. So that you see, those kind of things are things that I wish I knew and learned earlier. But right now, at least I appreciate them, and I do use them. You can't jump steps. Be patient, because sometimes because I've been also this I've substituted. You see, sometimes we are so engrossed on winning that we forget about developing these young guys. So we end up playing bad basketball. We play ugly, we're winning, but we're playing ugly basketball. But we think everything is all right. Then we get to the playoffs, you cannot win again. So those kind of things, it took me time to understand them. So by the time I understand it, okay, we need to be patient. We need to be run these sets. We need to be disciplined. We need to be in execution flawless. Those kind of things.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So what are some of the things you've taken now and you're doing differently this year in your coaching? You don't need to tell us exactly, but I'm just saying, like, what are some of the things, like, for example, like, I don't know how many coaches have a plan, like, like a yearly plan, like, this team this year, we are not very good. I don't think we can win. Sometimes setting goals is setting realistic goals. Like, I might finish top number 6 in the league, and then I might try to make the playoffs. Other teams have a goal to make the playoffs. The Lakers, for example, their thing is win now. Every team, other teams have a building, like Thunder in Oklahoma Thunder. They are building for the future. So what are the things you've looked at, and some of the things you're trying to incorporate in the way you look at things now, with all this experience and with all this having come from qualifiers, coaching with some of the best coaches? What are some of the things now you hope to have a clear implementation moving forward?
You say clear implementation. Come again. Or you're saying in terms of
for example, you have told me, like, okay, you have a young team, 11 players left. Okay, so you go back to the drawing
yes.
board and you're like, okay,
Oh yeah.
do I have do I have realistic chance of winning this year? Like what is my team right
okay.
now?
No.
Where do I want to be? Maybe come playoffs. Do I want to make the playoffs? Do I want to win the championship? Like what's your thought process now?
My thought process. I'm sorry. I may apologize to sound hubris or anything. Nothing about overconfidence or anything. But you see, my thought process. I think so long as I have grief, I believe I'm in it. You see, I have grief. I have Charles Kitui. I have then I added Tony Mori. Tony has won a championship. He's a solid big, because I remember I remember listening to your podcasts. You're saying what do we need to get over the hump? See, so far we have the right pieces. We have lost. You see, it's hard to replace a player like Ansett. Ansett has won championship. I don't know for how many decades. The first in '99, I saw him win championship. See, that guy has won. I think the only team he hasn't won championship in is my team, Thunder. So he went back to Lindsay, but he also helped us get over the hump of the semifinals. Kevin Chogo was unstoppable. It was also almost hard to replace him, because against our series, if we're like Achilles away from a championship, because Lindsay had no answer for him. That guy was just destroying Lindsay left, right, center.
Great talent.
For him, his length and shooting is amazing. So those guys replacing is not easy. But realistically, by getting now players like, you see, now what we lack in terms of those skills, now we get in terms of Coach Harry and Coach Collins Odhiambo, in terms of their leadership. You see, their leadership. Now they come as coaches. Now they're coaching my young guys. So because you see, one of the luxury I have is I have also one of the best coaches in Busire. Coach Busire helped me a lot in my journey. He also helped develop our young guys. So I believe, so long as we have grief and we have that backing of coaching, I think we still can. We still right now, I think we still can make it to the final.
Yeah, so long as it's something again, I'm saying, like, I just want to ask, like, you being able just to look realistically at your team and just know, like, like more, like, for example, like the coaches in the States, they know, you lose 3 seniors, they're like, oh man, okay, next year it's going to be a tough year. I'm gonna build. I'm gonna try to get back to the playoff, and then there's a cycle. Normally, most teams, you have a cycle, which is like three or 4 years. They become good every 2 years, depending on whether you bring in freshmen or whether you bring in sophomore, juniors. So it's either a 2-year process or a 4-year process. So, man, but anyone to, as we sum up, man, for any little kids out there, man, like someone who's looking and be like, man, I want to be like Gaya, man. I want to coach one day. I want to coach one day. What's the best advice you would tell them? Like, what do they need to be doing right now? If someone wants to get in coaching, what do they need to be doing right now?
I think if somebody needs to get to coaching, you need to talk. You need to talk to the right coach. Talk to the right coaches, and see, like me, where I had the best. I believe I had the best in terms of right veterans. I had Ken Ondiek always insist on integrity. So if my integrity goes down, he's on my neck. T9. You see, from high school, my coach was T9. T9 taught me basketball the right way. So it's if somebody if it was a young guy kind of basketball one, if you can just get the right coaches so that they teach you the basketball the right way. It was like see, like T9 was somebody you'll take your daughter or your son to coach. So I had that in T9. Then I got Gringo. Gringo was another one who was he was more about what are we doing behind basketball, because now getting you those kind of aspects, so that no, it's not basketball alone. You have to read, you have to do those kind of things. So I got the right by getting guys who shape you like the right way. So by the time I'm getting to these other coaches, I'm fine. So but get the right coach and be patient. You see, like coaching, like you're saying, not all the time you'll be winning. Me right now, I feel as much as I've lost a lot of players, so long as I have grief and those some core, I can still compete. But if you remove that core now, I'll be like, okay, if I win 5 games, I'm okay. So, but there's some season where I've coached. I've been in scenarios where you go to the game, you're just telling guys you'll win, but you know deep inside you stand no chance. But those are the days that they make you, because those days that you go, you lose, you're frustrated with yourself, but you continue working, because there's a lot of frustration, because you see, like I remember there's one player who thought that I came from nowhere. Then I started coaching the private school. I was like, no, you see, my first 2-3 years in coaching a Queen, I was coaching it for free. I used to use my fare, and now what I was doing was I was learning. I was learning from T9, which was amazing for me. See, I'm learning from the right player, from the right coach. So by the time my time came, now you see, that's how easy it became. You don't look, because most players were like, they don't look at me walking, looking for fair to go coach a Queen for free. Then the rewards comes later. So most players, they want to jump the struggling part. So you'll struggle, and but
we always do. We all do.
If you stay positive and you're under the right leadership, you'll be fine.
Man, man. Your man here, Robinson, says, man, he's loving the no impact, man. Robinson, he's locked in. Mr. Mello, man, shout out DJ Mello. I see you, man. Man, Peter Nallas. This is what Peter Nallas, man. After Gotcha, man, never came back to his full potential. It's unfortunate how injuries affect the journey, but again, it's part of the game. You know, maybe if you never injured, you never become a coach. You know what I mean? Like, so everything in life.
You're right. You're right about that. Yeah. Because I think if I never break if I didn't break my leg, the fire that I had in coaching and you see, I remember one of the things that also motivated me to continue coaching. 1 week after breaking my leg, my players were like, "Coach, we're missing you. We need you here." I'm like, "You know, I'm in crutches." Like, okay, I'll make it. So after I was coaching using crutches. They said if I can coach when I'm walking on crutches and I'm using a public transportation to get to practice, I was taking like almost 4 hours to get to there, because I have to walk. I need to stand, those kind of things. So there's no excuse. So after that, I was like, I love this thing. I'll do it anytime.
Man, before we finish, one question. This was just short to me. Someone is asking, what's your role as an assistant coach on the national team? Like, what's your role? Like, what do you do on the national team? What's your role on the national team as assistant coach? Yes.
My role as an assistant coach is my role as an assistant coach is first Defense, to make sure the defensive schemes are run well, and also to relate with the players on one-to-one basis in terms of sometimes I'll tell Ronnie, hey Ronnie, you have to do this, those kind of things. Those are one-on-one interaction with them, so that to get them understanding the concept of what you're trying to do. Yeah, basically is how our defensive scheme is our coverage we're running, because I'm more intense. I believe I can get loud.
Especially if they're clapping, man.
And being
you gotta give up.
Yeah,
you
the
gotta give us
clapping
one
and
clap
all
before
that.
you leave, though. Man, that's our time, man. I appreciate you. I know everything you've gone through today. Wife's in hospital. I think she feels well. I hope she gets well. Pass my regards to her. I know you came from a game and still made time to be on the show. I appreciate you, Mr. Sadat, coach.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. We're gonna catch up with you sometime, man. I'm gonna see you soon, man. I'll be up down there. We're gonna be doing the Hope Tour. We're gonna be out doing the Hope Tour.
I can't wait, man. I can't wait for the Hope Tour.
Yeah, we gotta do that again. We gotta wrap that back.
We gotta do that again.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
We're gonna have a workshop though. This time we're gonna have a workshop for real.
No, we're gonna have the workshop. I can't wait for the workshop. I appreciate
All right. I appreciate you guys, man. That's our time, man. Hey, great conversation. Gaya saying it's a process. Man, I've been coaching 21 years. It's a process. Everything is a process, man. Don't take shortcuts. Do everything the right way. If you do things the right way, especially things you do the right way, there's always going to be hope for you to become better and make time that corner. That's our time, man. Everybody, stay safe, be blessed. Till next Sunday. Again, see you next Sunday. Got another good one coming for you. And also stay tuned on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're going to be having those updates for you. Everywhere we'll be going for the Hope Basketball Tour 2021 coming close to you in a city next to you in the 254.